Hi guys, it's Mimi with Moody Celebrations here to show you how the custom matchbook template works. I did film this while I was speaking, so you're going to see the mouse moving around here and it might not match up with exactly what I'm saying. I just had to do a voiceover because apparently I didn't record my voice the first time around, so excuse the kind of difference there. It doesn't really matter. I'm still going to tell you the same thing. So, for starters, this is for the fully custom matchbook template that we offer. We do offer pre-made templates with pre-made designs already done for you. I'll show you where that's going to be a little bit different, but overall the steps are the same. How you're going to use this template. Whether you create your own design or you're using a design that we already made, it's all pretty much the same. So what we're looking at here is the PDF that you get when you purchase the template. This video is based off of the fully custom matchbook template. It'll look a little bit different if you have pre-made designs that you're purchasing, but overall it's going to be the same exact thing. I'm scrolling down to show you that it's 3 pages of instructions. This third page here shows you how everything is oriented. This is just so that you don't get confused why things are upside down or anything like that. Long story short, you just want to leave everything as it is and drag and drop as you're told, because otherwise it may get confusing. You're going to start with the front of Matchbook Design workspace. What this is going to do is open up a Canva template. You do need a free Canva account in order to use the template. But like I said, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and all of this can be done just by purchasing the template. You don't need to make any additional purchases after that. So you're gonna go ahead and open that up. It's gonna look like this, and you click Edit Template. I had to open up in a different page because it was changing things I didn't want it to change. You're gonna go ahead and delete that square in the text because I had to put that there as a placeholder. You can't share a template without doing that, but you wanna design within this workspace because it's already sized correctly for you. Anything you put in here, it's going to be sized right to look good on your matchbook. Keep in mind that your matchbooks are 1.5 kind of inches wide and tall-ish. So it's going to be pretty small. Don't use any text that's too tiny. Try and keep things readable. You can always print out a tester if you think things are going to be too small or walking that line before you print on your nice cardstock. What I was showing you there is that if you have a pre-made design that you purchased from us with your template, you're just going to go ahead and click that text box and type in wedding of or whatever you want to put in there, baby shower of, whatever the template's for. You're going to edit it with your text and then you're done. If you're starting with the fully custom, like from scratch, like we are here, you're going to go ahead and design and then you'll go from there. So either way, it's pretty much the same. That's the only difference between the pre-made template and the custom template. Once you're done designing, you're going to go ahead and download everything as a PNG like I'm showing you here. The PNG you want just because it'll save as a picture that you can then drag and drop into the template. So you're going to do the same thing for both the front and the back. You can access both of the workspaces through the PDF that's linked in the purchase, or like once you purchase it. That's the digital download part. So you can get to the back of the matchbook. It's not the same size, so you can't use the same one, but you can use both the front and the back to design both on the front or on the inside and the outside of your matchbook. While we're putting these together, I did show you I explained more of what each space looks like on the paper versus once your matchbook is all folded up. So that should be helpful later in this video. What I'm showing you here is just quickly how you would want to design for the outside of your matchbook, or for the inside of your matchbook, excuse me. What this image looks like here with the 2 glasses, that's for the outside of the matchbook. For the inside of the matchbook, you would just want to do a plain color most likely. On the inside matchbook tab, you could design something that looks like this and ask you to be my bridesmaid, something with text, more information, whatever you want to do. But for the back inside of the matchbook, you most likely just want to do a plain color as the matches are going to be covering that. Like I said, I'm going to show you that more when we're actually folding up the matchbook later, so everything should make more sense. Now that we have everything saved as a PNG, our designs the way that we want them, we're going to go ahead back to that PDF and open up the matchbook template in Canva. So this is what the actual matchbook template looks like once you open it up in Canva. You can see that some images are upside down, forward, whatever. Everything's oriented, so you just are going to simply drag and drop those designs you just made into the little picture frames in here, like I'm going to show you. Excuse all the other random things we design in Canva. I'm going to go ahead and grab my front of matchbook design first, and that's going to go into all of the smaller squares that are facing kind of upside down. And so this template is for 8 matchbooks total. So you're gonna drag and drop that 8 times into each window like I'm showing you. Here's where I'm trying to explain that one of the sheets is for the outside, one of the sheets is for the inside. Both templates are the exact same thing, but labeled differently. So that way when you're printing, you don't get confused. You can see down there, it says inside. That tab that I'm making pink right now can be something with more information on it, text, whatever, because you're going to be able to fold that open and read everything. The thing that I'm making pink right now really should just be a color or design, like simple design, stripes, polka dots, whatever, because that's going to be covered by your matches once this is all constructed. So that I wouldn't worry about. The inside tab you can design if you want to. I made the insides different, or pink, and then we're going back to design the outside. And so this one is where you're gonna take that larger kind of square design you made. It's the outside back. You're gonna drag and drop that into all the picture frames that are a little bit larger, more like a rectangle, and are facing the right way around. So once you do that, you can then change the color of all those little tabs there that I'm clicking on. Once you're done dragging and dropping everything and changing the colors as you want, you're gonna download it as a PDF print. Once it's downloaded, go ahead and open that up, and then you're gonna be ready to click print. In the next clip, I'm gonna tell you how you can kind of print this based on your printer. Okay, just to show you here, this is the printer that I'm using. It's the Canon G270. I printed the outside first, so I printed page 1 first. Separately of page 2, I clicked just print page 1, and it's coming out of the printer now. Once it's done printing, I'll then go back to my computer and print page 2 by itself. Before I click print, I'm going to take this piece of paper. You can see how it came out of the printer. So every printer's different, right? You're gonna need to look at how it came out of your printer and then put the piece of paper back into the printer, how it's going to come out. So this printer comes out the way that it goes in, just like that, like boop. Some printers you load into the bottom and it comes up and it curves around. So I would actually put the piece of paper back in like this, and then it would curve back up and around to then come out and print like that, and it would be oriented correctly. So like I said, you just need to look at your printer and kind of see how it prints, do some test sheets if needed. For this printer with a top load, I'm just going to go ahead and put the top section down with the side that I want printed facing out towards me. So I'm going to go back to my printer, click print, and then we'll go ahead and assemble these. Okay, so now that you've printed out your template, we're going to go ahead and score some things, cut it out, and then you'll be ready to assemble your matchbook. So I just want to show you real quick here what the paper looks like not printed on. It's 110-pound cardstock. I got this at Hobby Lobby, I think, for like $4 or $5 for the whole pack. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and score this first. So in order to score this, I'm using my paper cutter. This has a divot in it right here, so you can line the paper up and score on a straight line. If you don't have a paper cutter, you can just fold this on the line. It's just a lot easier to do if you're going to score it. This I think was also like under $15 on Amazon, so really good. The only thing I will say, I'll show you later, I don't necessarily love cutting these with it because it's hard to tell where your cut line's going to be because it doesn't have anything running down the middle of this bar here. So I'll show you the one I do like to use for cutting better. But so you're just going to line this gray line. These gray lines are the score lines for your matchbooks. So you're just going to line this up on this little, divot here. And use this end. This is called a bone folder or a scoring tool. This came with another scoring thing I have. I'm a crafty person, so I have a lot of craft stuff. But you could also use kind of like the end of this. Just don't push down very hard, or like maybe a mechanical pencil that you haven't, you don't have the lead in or something like that. Just anything with like kind of like a soft edge. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera. A soft edge that'll score it down. So we're just gonna go ahead and follow that line, and you're gonna do that on all of the score lines. It doesn't matter what side you do this on. I'm doing it on the front here. It may make more sense to do it on the back. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. You can still get it done. Okay, so once that's scored, and you'll see it lines up on the back here. Once that's scored, we're then gonna cut it out. You can use scissors to cut this out as well, but we all know how hard it is to cut a straight line, so I'm going to use a paper cutter. This is the paper cutter I have that I like to use just because it's really clear on where it cuts. You can see this red line here. It's really clear on where it's going to cut. The other one's just not as clear. It's definitely usable if that's what you want. I know this one's pretty expensive, but like a cheaper alternative would be the Fiskars paper cutters. Those ones are really good. They have a nice metal line that the paper blade goes on, and you can actually tell better where you're going to be cutting. But so I'm just gonna line mine up here. If you don't cut it perfect, that's okay. You can always trim it up or whatever. Oops, sorry, that's gonna shake the camera a lot. I have no way around that. But as you can see, I just cut that, so I'll go ahead and cut that so you don't have to watch me jiggle the camera around. But just line it up and cut your matchbooks out, and then we'll come back and finish putting these together. Okay, so now that you've cut those out, this is what everything's going to look like. You're gonna have one piece, this is the back, and then this will be facing upside down. They're cute and they're ready to be put together. You're going to need matches. The best way I know to go about this is by breaking apart matchbooks that are already assembled like this. These ones are kind of janky from a different pack I had, but I get these in bulk, Dee Dee and Bean's Sons. The match boxes come with matches that are just randomly in the box, not randomly, but not attached to the box. You don't want those. You want this because you want them. You just pull this apart. You're gonna want to disassemble it, and you want the matches so that they're together like that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and remove the staple out of this just because I don't want anything getting too thick. You could probably leave it in there, but we're going to staple it again, and I just don't want this to cause any problems. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. And once we have this, we're ready to assemble these. And you'll do that for however many matchbooks you're making. So we made the score lines earlier, and so now we're just gonna go ahead and fold along those. You can use this or your fingers to help press it down. I think there's 3 total on here. And once you do this, you can kind of see it come together. So it's super quick and easy. So in the tutorial on how we were designing, you'll see why you want to make the inside just one plain color, really, because this is going to cover up most of this back panel piece. This piece you could make the same as the outside or put something else in there. Maybe you want to put this information in there or something like that. It doesn't really matter, but just be aware that these are the kind of points that you're designing, so you wouldn't really want to put anything important on this piece here. You could do it on literally any other piece if you wanted to. The template is also ready to drop photos like this into these parts, these little tiny tabs, if you wanted to. As you can see, there's not a lot of space you're working with, so you'd only do that if you just want to continue it, but I think it's easier just to do a coordinating color. So once you have that, you're going to go ahead and just line the ends of the matches up here where this flap folds. Then you're going to fold that up, take your stapler. You can use a mini stapler if you want. I don't have one of those. And then you're going to want to staple not all the way, I'm not sure if you can see that, not all the way at the top, but not close to the bottom either. Close to the middle, but maybe just a little teeny tiny tad closer to the top. So I'll show you once it's stapled. About there, because this flap is then going to be what holds this in place. I kind of cut that up a little bit. There we go. There you have it. That's how you make your cute little fully custom matchbooks with our custom matchbook template. It's super quick and easy, but if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You can either comment below in this video, you can message us on social media, or you can message us on Etsy. Wherever you can reach us best, we're happy to help. Like I said, we're not really able to help with printer issues, but we can help with pretty much any other question you might have. Once you're done designing, please feel free to take a picture and tag us in it. Right now, we're on Instagram at moody.celebrations. Make sure you don't forget the dot. Moody Celebrations was taken, so we had to include the dot. But make sure you tag us. We'd love to see your finished design and how everything turned out. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. If you enjoyed it, give us a follow and stay in touch, as we're always adding new templates and products to our shop to make your special events even more memorable.